Jeff here, our contest winner. This is a topic that we haven't really ever touched on. We're going to touch on...
Let's mention the fact we're on Facebook Live tonight. We're actually doing live stuff tonight.
First time for that.
Yeah. But, we had an amazing show with Jeff. He dominated us all. He came in with his A game.
He got prepared and he kicked our ass. That was
a good job.
Then we had another great show where we went back to our roots with mostly comic book stuff. But here we go. We're going on a subject that we really haven't touched on. We're going to touch on the video game industry and how it is dominating the media outlet.
All of media. It's
what we have here is... there's no way I could ever remember these numbers, but what we have movies. This is from 2017.
This is our bread and butter.
Movies are our bread and butter. Movies made $36 billion. That's a lot of money. TV made $64 billion. That's a lot more money. TV with streaming, which they counted in TV and a streaming service. So if you had TV with Netflix or TV with Hulu, they counted that in. It made $100 billion. Music, which I really thought was a dead industry,
actually is very fighting hard.
Very, very, very alive industry. They made $90 billion. But on top of all of that...
It's crazy numbers.
Yeah. On top of all of that, at $109 billion... we have video games.
More money that can even fill, Boss Towers, fill your house where we film. That is still more money that can fill this house. That's insane that video games are the most dominant force in entertainment.
One of the things that we looked into and discussed about what I really believe has driven the video game industry to be such a dominant force as it is. Okay, in 2014 we had the Xbox One and PS4 come out. They came out at $399 a piece. In 1988, I believe, we had the NES come out. Is that correct?
85.
85
was the NES.
In 85 we had the NES come out. And NES we came out at $249. So that's only $150 increase over...
That's barely over 50% in 30 years.
In 30 years...
It's nowhere near 50%.
Yeah.
No, it's
not.
It's a $150 increase, yeah.
Yeah, that's less than half.
In 1977, we had, of course, the first home video game system come out with the Atari at $199. So we've... Only since 1977... In 37 years, we have doubled the price of a system.
But yet, a movie was $1 at the time, and now a movie's $10.
At the time, I actually looked this up before we started this. At the time, in 1977, the average price to go see a movie was $2.23. In 2018, the average price to go see a movie is $10.18.
So a 500% increase in movies. But video games
has only doubled.
Yeah.
To buy a console. So that's just some numbers. We looked all that up. That's one of the few times we'll actually do research before something. But if you have a whole scribble pad worth of fucking numbers, there's no way you can expect us to remember that, especially on a topic that's this big.
Damn. Like that.
What I'm getting out of this is what video games have done. And it's not really even the fact of video games. It's the fact that they have stayed moderately priced to Americans while
they've stayed in their range.
While you've had movies going up
500% on a ticket price.
But then again, in 1977, you were only paying $199 for a console. And now in 2014, when all the newest consoles came out, you were paying $400 for a console. That's not a big increase considering inflation and all of that. We're probably looking at the same price that you paid in 1977 that you paid.
Count inflation, I think so.
Yeah, with wage increases and all that. And you look at a movie where you're paying $2 to go see a movie now, you're paying a 500% increase with $10. Now, that $10 feels more like, especially me, you, we have families. Okay, that $10 is nice for one person, but it's not, when you have 3 or 4 people going to a movie, that's a big increase where it could have been less than $10 for our whole family to go to the movie then.
And go ahead.
That's not even including like popcorn, drinks.
Well,
all
I
that.
got a point on that. This is no joke. Lily, Brax, Misty, and I all went to a kids movie not too long ago. Us 4, tickets bought, popcorn, drinks for each, every one of us, and chocolates.
Yeah.
We spent $98.
That's why I defend the video game industry, because even then, we looked it up. The price of something like Ghosts and Goblins in 1986 was a $50 game. You know how much the average game you buy brand new right now is? $50, $60.
$59.
They have not really adjusted to inflation. They've actually tried to keep the market balanced. Whereas you have, a CD 25 years ago was $11-$12. The CD now, if you walk into FYE, it's $20.
$20.
Yeah.
And to that point, the $98, look at it this way. If you go buy that game console, guess what you're going to have? Residual entertainment.
Yeah.
You go blow your load, so to speak, with this $98 that I've taken my family out, and I spent $98. 4 hours from now, we're like, hey, what do y'all want to do? It's over. You'll have those memories.
You're broke. Like you just spent all your
What fucking
time
movie did you go see that lasted 4 hours? I want to know.
No, that's what no, that was my point. Is you're out of the movies
2 to 3 hours later.
That was my point. Is you're out of the movies. The hype's died down.
Yeah.
Now what do we do? Whereas if you spend that same $100 and you get 2 new games, you've got 3 or 4 months easy worth of entertainment.
I spent $400 on a console. Xbox One, PS4, Switch, whatever. I'll buy a game for another $60. So let's say $450. I'm gonna play a game like Skyrim, Zelda Breath of the Wild, something like that. That is
Witcher
still gonna
3, something.
yeah, it's gonna spend 200, 100, 200 hours and actually fill my time up. Like I'm getting my money's worth out of it. Don't get me wrong, I love going to spend $10 on a movie. I absolutely love, Infinity War, Upgrade, I'm thinking some recent movies. But the video game industry actually is giving you entertainment for your money spent.
I agree.
What really blows my mind, and it doesn't even come down to our usual topics of movies or anything, is the fact that music is still at $90 billion.
That I would have never.
That blows my mind.
Are they talking about people buying from Apple? It has to be
anything. Like, you take everybody knows the late 90s, early 2000s war between bands like Metallica and Deftones that fought for the whole, free sharing of music. Everybody knows the Metallica versus Napster war. But you have people buying 1 or 2 songs now for $1 or $2 a piece instead of spending $20 on a CD. And somehow the music industry, the recording industry, arts of RIAA, whatever, they were wrong. They said the digital market and free download would kill the industry, but obviously, fucking music industry is stronger than it's been in 20 years. Like, holy shit.
I think it's because of the digital age, though. You don't see people going out in FYE buying CDs and numbers like they used to.
They're buying 1 or 2 songs, and I'm okay with that because I used to hate when I would buy an album from somebody. I would spend $20 on a CD, and I would get, okay, that one song, that one single was cool. You give me 2 or 3 other good tracks. But I just bought an 80-minute CD where I only like 10 minutes of the content on it. That pisses me off.
What do you think about TV completely dominating?
I think that the TV thing is obvious, and I think that we touched on it with our show with the TV versus movies. It's become part of everybody's lives. It's become what it becomes. For example, the show Big Brother, just for example. It comes on 3 times a week. There's people who have Big Brother viewing parties. It's been on for 20 years. That's part of people's lives now.
You have
Game of Thrones, Sons of Anarchy.
Walking Dead's about to come back for the next season. Every Sunday night, Walking Dead dominates like all the ratings. That's their normal thing.
What this is, the actual TV numbers is not covering premium channels. That would be the one with the streaming
HBO, like we
services.
can't cover Game of Thrones and
What I think brings TV above movies is not just the fact of the shows you mentioned and that. I mean, people tune in TV for news as bad as
So
it
those
is.
numbers are not.
they're a little skewed in TVs because people still watch Fox News, people still watch CNN, people still watch MSNBC.
My point,
they still
though, is-
watch TV for news.
But those numbers was not with premium channels.
Those were not with premium.
Not with HBO.
Well, I can promise you that number is way higher than that. Then
That was
it's
included.
going to be next year when Game of Thrones.
That was included in the streaming service. When I looked everything up before we did this, that was including in the streaming services, was with HBO, Showtime, all of that was included in those numbers.
let's call it what it is too. Netflix. I mean, you remember when you used to get Netflix in the mail?
Back when it was just like a mail service to get
Right.
your one
So-
DVD a month, and
It's like everything else, though. It's convenience. So now it's the ultimate convenience. You know what I mean?
Well, with
we're
TV
fat,
now-
lazy people in America. We want right here,
TV
right now. We don't
one
want
of
to
the
move
biggest cult movies the last few years was Horns, the Joe Hill thing with Daniel Radcliffe.
I mean, that movie was terrible.
I love that movie. Fuck you. But
I like the banter.
here's the thing, though. Like when it come out, it did more on streaming services because now you have TV channels or you have things like Xfinity, Charter Spectrum, Time Warner, all those actually offering videos on demand for new movies that are in limited release in theaters. So that helps the TV numbers. Movies that may be playing in 1,000 theaters instead of 4,000, like Avengers would, they'll offer it on demand and streaming services.
What I'll go back to, I mean, I know the second highest grossing was TV with streaming services, which would be Netflix, Hulu, HBO Now, HBO.
It would even
Plus.
count. I would say it would even count like Spectrum and Xfinity and all that with their video on demand stuff.
To their credit, let's take my TV for example, in here right now. So I'm linked up with Hulu, Amazon, Netflix, and everything Comcast offers.
Yeah.
On that TV in there, I'm 15 seconds away from probably 10,000 movies.
From anything outside of what released in theaters in the last 3 weeks, basically.
Yeah,
And not
10,000 movies.
Not even 10,000 movies with Hulu, Amazon,
Shows.
and all that. You have
You have an art show. You have
with
you know,
Hulu.
PewDiePie. You have all the YouTube shit.
I'm the big picture of this, and I want y'all's reactions on this.
Go ahead.
How in the hell is people still going to movies with this convenience?
The experience.
Experience.
All right, and then let's big picture that. The same thing the guy said with the music industry was going to die when it started live streaming.
Metallica.
It's the same. It's the same aspect though. You're like, you have all this convenience. Why in the hell would I? Why would I pay like me $98 when I can pay $0?
It's the experience. Like everybody goes to see Infinity War. Yes, it's fun. I probably gonna get my ass suit here. Actually, I own a copy of Infinity War. You know, a half bootleg copy. But I would much rather pay the extra $10 to go to the theater and be around 200 people that are enjoying the same experience that I am. Like.
Did you hear that? I think Disney sending in choppers right
Yeah.
to get you. But no,
Bob Iver's about to snap me from.
It's too liberal.
But I would actually like. I enjoy. Fuck y'all. I would actually enjoy like that being in that atmosphere when those movies. Same reason we still go to concerts. Like I could sit and listen to Slayer all day. I can throw 800 CDs in and listen to Slayer. But actually going and seeing Slayer live. It's a different experience.
I've got a perspective on this. I went to go see Infinity War opening night, Thursday, the release, and
I think all three of us did, actually.
I can say the experience from, and it may be the terrible side of me, of watching kids come out of that movie and not understanding what happened.
They were in shock.
The whole reason, this is a joke, this is off topic, but the whole reason Marvel has a trauma center set up at San Diego, have you heard about that? They set up a trauma center at San Diego Comic-Con for people disturbed by the ending of Infinity War as a joke.
That's awesome.
Like how the death of like Spider-Man or something like that actually screwed people up.
That was our fan that just made a comment. She said, "Bring back Blockbuster." I would go for that. And I honestly,
I don't know. I don't want Blockbuster back. I'm in loving this Alaskan Blockbuster. It's talking shit on their Twitter. Like, find it. The last Blockbuster still standing. The whole thing is them just talking shit about people.
Well, Blockbuster's dead. I mean, there's no way Blockbuster can.
Rental
survive
movies
in
are
this.
dead.
I loved it because I got that little pass where you can go check into and check out. You know,
I mean, compare that to Redbox. I mean,
when you walk up
Redbox, I don't like Redbox.
You can walk up to a gas station and get what you want right then, or you can reserve it from your phone. Redbox really killed Blockbuster like that.
I think Redbox killed Blockbuster, added on top of the fact that now we have these movies coming out on streaming services a month to 2 months right after they release. I mean, what's the point of saying, hey, I want to go spend $6 on this rental when I can just wait a month and see it for free?
Ragnarok come out in what, November?
Yeah.
Thor Ragnarok, and now in February it was on Netflix, like February or March. Like, we're getting shit almost instantly, and then, like I mentioned with
Infinity War
Horns,
still in the theater.
but I mentioned shit like Horns, and that shit, because it was limited to release, is being put on actual video on demand for $4 online. Why spend the extra $10 to $15 to go drive 2 hours to see a limited release movie when you can spend $4 to watch it at home? Me and my wife did that.
Same thing with Gotti. Gotti was only at one theater anywhere around here. That was in Oxford.
That's the same way we watched. Oh, she's gonna kill me. I've actually watched it already. Won't You Be My Neighbor? The Mr. Rogers documentary. The closest
I see the middle finger going up. So.
He's flipping me off too over that. The Mr. Rogers documentary. The closest is playing in Atlanta. I spent $5 the other day to actually watch it on my computer because I didn't want to spend that extra $30 to go to Atlanta and back, and then an extra $10 for a ticket.
I mean, I'll be honest. I've gone out of my way to see movies.
I think you were there for Battle for the Gods when
the
streaming screwed up and. Or no, that was
Resurrection of F.
Yeah, the streaming screwed up for that.
I was there for Battle of Gods. I was there for Resurrection of F. But then again, I grew up on Dragon Ball Z, and that's my fucking bread and butter.
But video games, really, I think
that's what I was about to bring it back to.
Yeah, we gotta get to that topic.
Right, here's my ultimate opinion on it. Video games reaches all people from all walks of life. College football fans, are the most bitter about it right now.
I mean, we walk up and watch you. We come in your house and you're sitting there playing Rory McIlroy golf. PGA Tour.
And here's the thing about
it. It's a good game, actually.
It's residual entertainment. I mean, it's the best bang for your buck.
It's the interactiveness.
How much did I pay you at replays for Rory McIlroy golf? 20 something?
Yeah, I think it was like $20-$30.
I have played that game like I started my pro career.
Shout out to replays.
And I have played that game to the point that I'm almost gotten divorced over it because she's getting tired of me playing that game. But I'm like, Misty, I'm at home working. I work my ass off for this family. I'm going to play this game.
That's just when I'm in World of Warcraft. I'm the nerd. World of Warcraft's my thing. But I mean,
this residual entertainment, you can't put a dollar amount on that. I pay $20 to have.
Would you have paid $60 for that same
easy
amount of time?
When it first come out?
Easy.
If you had known about it when it first come out, you would have paid that $60.
Easy.
Because it's better than any of the Tiger Woods games.
It is. I've paid it easy, and guess what? I can tell you right now, I can't even name the movie I say paid $98 to go see. I knew it was some kind of kid movie. And you know what I'm saying? I can't even name that movie that we paid $98. I just remember going,
but yet we have.
Man, this is $98.
That's a good thing with video games. I mean, we have a game that came out in 2011, but for some reason, we still have people paying fucking $50 for Skyrim. Every time it comes out on a new system, we're like, oh shit, I gotta buy it. Nintendo Switch, Skyrim Special Edition. Yep, I'm on it.
Everyone be ready for the Skyrim Alexa edition because it looks amazing.
It's actually a legit thing, and Todd Howard's already said it. But I mean,
I was hoping it was
the good things with video games are it's not just the residual entertainment. It's something you can pick up, put down, let go at any 10 minutes of your life instead of 2 hours sitting there staring at a screen. Even though that's usually what it ends up being, 10 minutes staring at
Brad sucks at WoW. I would agree. I mean, if you play
I love
WoW,
you, Derek.
if you play WoW, you just suck anyway.
Fuck you. You play Hearthstone, which is the card game based on WoW.
It's a card game, though. I'm not.
But at the same
at least I'm
time,
not fucking LARP.
Yeah.
we're not going into
Before
that.
we go there,
No,
let's bring this back.
but it's interactive entertainment. It makes you feel like you're involved with
I've got a
video
good
games.
point on that. What video games give you that nothing else really gives you is just that dive into a story. I mean, as much as a movie or a TV show gives you, a movie is going to give you 2 to 3 hours at best. A show is probably going to give you 12 hours at best if it's a good show. A video game, maybe a
Couple of
100 plus hours best
Residual
at storyline driven entertainment that you're like, okay, I paid $60 for this. It was worth every penny.
I'm gonna bring it up to you. Witcher 3, a game I brought up earlier. My wife is absolutely in love with that game. I've played that game. You can pick that up, and there's so much shit to do in that game. You literally have, if you get, God, I hate the DLC market, but if you get all the DLC, you have 200 to 300 hours of shit to do in that game. Whereas a movie, for $10, you're only gonna get
2 hours.
2 hours of, oh my God, this is amazing. Then, like you said, at the end,
4 hours later,
what did I do?
down.
What did I do with my life? Like,
So now you always run that risk of the movie sucking too. So that's another.
you did that with games too.
Yeah. But at least you can trade the games in. So like bringing this all together, kind of going to roll it up into one ball. The thing that stood out to me and shocked me more than anything is the music industry.
Yeah, that
Still at 100 million.
that
what was
blew
it,
my
100?
mind. Like, it's competing with TV. Like, it's
100 billion.
So 92 billion.
92
Right
billion.
behind
So, I mean,
TV.
like, that blew my mind more than any
No,
of
it was
these
above TV, but it was
TV plus streaming.
TV
Like,
plus a streaming service.
That still blew that blew
that
my
actually
mind.
makes being a former musician, that makes me feel good. That people still care enough about music, even if they're spending 99 cents or $1.99 on iTunes.
And bro, and I
about
don't care if
one
it's
song.
Britney Spears, it's still music, and I respect her for doing what she does. I take shit all the time because
I respect Takeshi 69.
I like-
this rainbow hair
Take
rapper.
69.
Yeah, like,
I'm a huge Lady Gaga fan. And
it's keeping music alive. Like,
right.
it's
I think that the huge Tool's my favorite band ever, but I also think Lady Gaga is the most talented artist
Maynard's
there is.
overrated.
So I mean,
Maynard's overrated.
he's an idiot. I know enough. He's an idiot. Maynard is the weak link in that band. I tell you that now.
Even though he's one of the most amazing vocalists ever. I'll say that.
What I'll take after all of this is the fact that we get so much hype and we have so much dedicated to TV, to music, and yet we barely hear, and movies, yet we barely hear anything about the video game industry. It is doing all of this. It is beating every market that is
Even
out there.
voiceovers, even actors, like Oblivion, the game that came before Skyrim. Do you know who was the main narrator of that whole game? Patrick fucking Stewart.
Yeah.
He was the emperor in that game, like Professor X.
But what I'm getting at is, without all the marketing that goes into music, movies, TV, video games are beating it. And beating it, I mean, you may look at, the closest was TV was a streaming service, which we don't know what all that includes. I couldn't find out too much.
It can
more
include
than
anything
that.
from
Yeah.
YouTube to fucking Pluto or Sling. Like,
Well,
What I'm getting at is video games are still
I got
beating
something
that by
bizarre.
$9 billion. And $9 billion is a lot of money.
yeah.
that's a huge lead. Like,
What we're getting at is, without constant plugging, without constant in our face amount of, I mean, how often is music plugged into your face? How often is TV plugged into your face? How
You don't
often,
hear about music unless you actually go
Well,
to YouTube.
anybody
and
in a
look
car riding around is
Yeah.
listening to.
But outside of going to YouTube and looking up your favorite artists, that's
No, I still think music gets plugged into your face more than.
Especially on TV, artists, and But to your point, where I think you're going with this, bro. If you got a good product, you don't have to advertise.
Yeah, but what?
fair enough.
Drug dealers, you ever see them advertise? Everybody's had killer times on drugs. I'm not trying to plug Bill Hicks here, but you never see drugs.
Actually, I'm thinking of the guy in fucking Mexico that the president, everybody's trying to go after, but he's still probably one of the biggest businessmen in the world. What's his name?
His name's El Chapo, man.
Yeah, like he's still one of the. You know it. He's probably one of the biggest businessmen, but he don't plug his shit.
No, he don't.
He's a billionaire, so. But what I'm getting at is, video games don't really have to plug their shit. People are going to go after it. Be it if you're a franchise guy, if you're going after a Madden game, if you're going after a
Elder Scrolls, Fallout, like
one of those
Final
games,
Fantasy.
Call of
Final
Duty.
Fantasy game,
Call
a
of
Call of
Duty.
Duty game,
Grand Theft.
Grand Theft Auto, NCAA game, or not NCAA.
I'm gonna actually
we're dead
touch
on
this.
that.
I'm gonna touch this because we talked about like Avengers recently. Like that's one of the biggest franchises in the world. Star Wars is one of the biggest franchises. But how many people were hyped for Infinity War versus how many people are waiting on a video game franchise, Kingdom Hearts 3?
I would say
Avengers don't compare. Like
I would say damn near like half the world is waiting on Kingdom Hearts 3.
yeah, like video games, and yet they
How much
don't.
advertisement do you see for it?
None.
You
And it
see
doesn't need
none,
it.
but
If you got a good product, you don't have to what?
there's
Advertise
still.
it.
But they're still like dominating all these industries. Like video games,
I think it's the residual entertainment. I think it's
it's the replay. It's
they're not raping you by buying it. Yeah, it's expensive, but it's not rape.
The only thing I
It's
will
the
give,
same price we had 30 years ago.
the only thing I'll give you,
It is. It really is.
And I have two subjects to bring up with this.
God,
the only
we're
thing-
bringing up rape topics, jokes.
The only thing I'll give you with rape is microtransactions. And
Yes.
dear God, let's stay away from
Let's
microtransactions.
talk about Battlefront 2.
Let's not talk about Battlefront 2. Let's not talk about any microtransactions. I don't even care if it's for a fucking skin.
And Shadow of War.
I want my microtransactions to not be there. I want to buy a game and it be there. I mean,
At least Overwatch did it right.
yeah.
It made
But-
Aztec.
I mean, Dragon Ball Fighters, you had all the content already on the disc, and you have to buy the DLC to
When
release
it's actually
the
installed,
content.
that pisses me off.
Yeah.
Like,
But back to also microtransactions and being raped. I mean, I think one of the booming industries that we didn't even talk about or haven't mentioned to this point in this video of video games is right here in our hand.
Candy Crush. Fucking Hearthstone. Fucking games that catch
Fortnite.
you. Fortnite. Or actually, Fortnite and PUBG, I think, is actually on phones now.
It
Like
is
games
on
that
phones.
take $2 or $3 that convince you, hey, you're only spending $1.99.
What was that everybody went crazy over? The
Candy Crush.
Pokemon.
Oh, Pokemon Go.
I still play Pokemon Go, but they convince you that hey, you're spending $1.99. What they don't remind you of is that you're spending that $1.99 4 to 5 times a week. Guess what? That's 12, 15, 16, 18, less, upwards of $20 when you get up to 10 times a week.
Yep.
You could have bought fucking Game of the Year edition,
Times
Witcher
that by
3.
4 for a month.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying
That's
one
more
week.
than your cable at your house.
I'm saying 1 week. You could have bought fucking $29 Injustice 2, Game of the Year edition, all the DLC in 2 weeks that you just spent on fucking Candy Crush.
Yeah, come from the dude that plays fucking WoW, but we won't touch on that. Having to play a monthly subscription.
It still kicks every other RPG's ass.
We're about to wrap it anyways.
Okay,
let's
so
wrap it up.
One of our cameras is dying, so
Yeah, so we're going to wrap it up. Peeps.
let's go with final thoughts. My final thoughts is I think video games are crushing it. I think from everything from console markets to cell phone markets to computer markets, they are covering everything to a passion. They're not having to over advertise. So then again, they're saving revenue.
Yeah.
As he brought up, one of the most hyped games and one of the most hyped things
For 10 years.
Yeah, for 10 years. For years and years that we've had, even over Infinity War, even over all of this that has happened, even over even over Star Wars getting fucking rebooted, Kingdom Hearts 3. And
don't mention Half-Life 3, like.
Yeah, dear God, we won't mention that. But what we're getting from video games is you're getting infinite value. You're getting, well, I can sit here, I can wait like 10 minutes on my phone for my shit to refresh so I can continue playing Candy Crush or Clash of Clans or whatever. Or I can go out and, do some exercise, play Pokemon Go. What you're getting in that market is a completely different market other than what you're getting out of a movie. You can't just sit around there and be like, okay, well, this is a cool movie. Yeah, I like it.
You're getting constant interaction. Like that.
You have to shut up and sit down to watch a movie.
The residual entertainment, like you said. Like, we're getting something that we can... And then the actual, interaction, like I said. You're getting involvement. You're involved in this world.
Yeah, like I just said, I could have looked at my screen and I could have been watching a movie and, I would have been bored for 30 seconds. But, what
you
if
can catch Pokemon.
What if I was fucking catching Pokemon for that 30 seconds? That would be entertaining. So, with that, I'll pass it to Bo.
My final thought on this is it's residual entertainment, number one. I think that's why video games in the lead.
Yeah.
Number two, I think that without a doubt, there is zero doubt that everybody remembers Aladdin's Castle. Everybody remembers going out and spending quarters, and we begged.
Tekken tournaments.
Everybody had that. Everybody had that. Yeah. Mentality is like, I wish I could do this at home on something that was better than Atari. And well, now it's caught up and surpassed. So that's why there is no
arcades are actually almost non-existent.
That's why there is no more Aladdin's Castle, because Aladdin's Castle is at your house now. And now they're bringing in virtual reality games. It's not even going to stop. It's going to increase. Without a doubt, I'm still the most shocked by the movie entertainment. There's no question.
Like music.
I mean about the music entertainment because that was shocking numbers to me more than anything else.
Since music's technically free now, and
movies will still have they're never going away.
They're special. They're still special.
With that being,
one thing that shocked me was that movies were at the bottom of all those numbers.
They about priced themselves out. I think people's tired of paying that.
It comes back to my MCU versus Star Wars thing. When I said MCU, everybody's there Thursday night, having fun, want to see this movie. It goes back to, we only go to the movies now when it's something special. Like when I brought up in our Star Wars discussion, when you go to a Star Wars movie, it's the only time you see 5,000 cosplayers. That's the only time you see this big turnout. Movies now, thankfully, have kind of gotten back to what they originally were. They were spectacles. That's what they originally were meant to be. That's why you had one or two movies playing in theaters. Like, that's the reason Gone with the Wind is the most highest grossing movie ever, because it's stayed in theaters for 4 years. We're getting back to actually
competition.
With no competition, we're actually getting back to making movies special again. Now, on the other hand, yes, video games give you an interactive world. They make you feel like you're more than the viewer. You take a game like Grand Theft Auto, you take a game like Skyrim, you take a game like Fable, these open world environments, suddenly you're not just somebody controlling, hey, Mario, I'm jumping on Goomba's heads. You're actually developing your character.
Building houses, taking cars over.
You can take Fable, for example. You can make your character a piece of fucking shit. Like, Fable, you can be a true fucking villain.
But with the power of the internet, people in Europe can see the same thing that we're that you're doing.
You're making these. You're actually. Video games have come to the escapism thing we always talk about. Video games are true escapism. You can be somebody else for 2 hours every night before you go to bed.
I agree.
And what I'll do, I'll close it since it's my topic.
Sorry, I got emotional.
I agree with you. I mean, I agree with the we talk about it all the time on the channel, escapism, and video games deliver that escapism.
That's what entertainment should be. Is it's
True escapism. I mean, some of the games that I felt the most escapism is probably the first two Mass Effect games. I mean, we won't count the third one because dear God, but
the ending.
But what
They had the DLC a new ending for.
Yeah, they really did have to DLC a new ending. That's how bad an ending for a game.
People hated it so much they had to add a new ending at the last minute.
Could you imagine?
No, I mean it happened.
It's a
That's what I'm
lifetime.
saying. Could you imagine if you were the first person who made this, and then you were like, wow.
It's EA, so fucking
Yeah, it's
EA.
but I mean BioWare.
I'm
But
still getting sued.
what I'm getting at is,
we got to wrap it up.
and we'll wrap it up with I'll give a quick minute thing here. What I'm getting at, movies, yes. A lot of days now, movies are too politicized. Or you get a rinse and repeat movie. Most superhero movies, as much as we like to talk about them, and as much as
All origin movies are the same movie. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
as much as we like to escape with a superhero movie, it still feels like the same thing. With music, you can sit there and listen to music at any point in time. With TV, you're going to have, your streaming services, which are going to give you commercial-free experiences, and then you're going to have actual TV, which, in our other discussion I brought up, you're going to always have those commercials that keep reminding you that you're still in the real world. In a video game, you don't have that shit.
It's different every time you play it.
You have hours upon hours upon hours to even sometimes days upon days of being engrossed into the storyline, engrossed into this character, engrossed into this character set of what's going to happen. You're truly escaping your reality. Yeah. And what I believe that has done to push video games to be where they're at now, even simple as a phone game, is you're escaping reality. Is with Pokemon Go, I enjoy walking. Am I gonna get out every day and walk? No. Now, if I can get out every day and walk and catch some fucking Pokemon,
A game that actually makes you get out and walk.
if I can get out every day and walk and catch some fucking Pokemon, hell yeah, let's do it. I enjoy doing it. But what I'm getting at, and this is where I'll close it.
Let's end it on this.
This is where I'll close it. Is video games to me now seem like the last true area of escapism. Movies have moved away from it.
We're
Too
seeing
much.
real shit in movies.
We have too much political stuff. TV, it's there, it's not there. If you're watching cable, it's there. If you're watching on a streaming service, it's not there. Music, depends on what music you're listening to. Sometimes you can just get an earful of fucking political shit, and you're just like, oh my god, why did I listen to this? But video games, you don't
You
get
can be
it.
who you
Create your
want.
alternate reality.
And
The
with that,
one last joke I'm gonna make. People tell me I play video games because I have no life. And no, I play video games so I can have more than one life.
Yeah, exactly.
and you LARP so you can have more than one life.
Fuck you.
It's actually
I can
good.
actually beat anybody in video games. You can't do that. And
LARPing too. I
you
actually enjoyed it.
you love that, but we'll talk about that later. Actually,
Guys, we have got to close it out. So,
Okay.
that being said, we're closing out. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell to get the notifications. A reel and a beer on Facebook. Thank you, guys.